Get ready to savor the perfect blend of sweet, syrupy cherries and buttery biscuit topping with this incredible cherry cobbler recipe. Dina here, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make this incredible summer dessert. Let's get right into it. The first thing you want to work on is the cherries. And in this recipe, I used frozen cherries. I just like that they're already pitted and just saves me time. But if you got extra time on your hands and you got fresh cherries, you're more than welcome to do that and just pit them yourself. So if you do use frozen cherries, make sure you thaw them out completely and let all that liquid release and just pour it through a colander and then transfer it to a bowl to make sure all that liquid is left out, because it's going to be too soupy and it's not going to be good. Once you've got your cherries in the bowl, you'll want to add 1/4 cup of brown sugar along with 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract to give it a nice nutty flavor. You'll also want about 4 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. I know it sounds like kind of a lot, but the cherries are not tart cherries, they're sweet cherries, so they're very sweet, and you need to compensate for that sweetness with a little bit of tartness. I promise you the 4 tablespoons is not too much, just trust me. Now you want to get a large spoon, mix everything together thoroughly, make sure that sugar and cornstarch is well incorporated throughout the cherries. And then you want to transfer it to a 9 by 13 inch deep baking dish. And then just spread the cherries as evenly as possible and then set it aside. Now in a separate bowl, add 2 cups of all-purpose flour along with 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a cup of granulated sugar. Now grab a whisk and just roughly mix all those dry ingredients together. Then take out half a cup or 1 stick of cold unsalted butter. Use a sharp knife to cut it into small cubes and then add it right into the flour mixture. Then you'll need a dough blender or pastry cutter to break up all the butter pieces into fine pieces. You'll want the butter to get down to roughly the size of a pea. If you don't have a pastry cutter or dough blender, you can easily just throw all of these ingredients into a food processor. I don't like to do that because I just don't like the extra dishes of washing a food processor, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. Once you've got your butter and flour mixed together well, you'll want to add 1 cup of cold buttermilk right into the flour. Then use a wooden spoon to thoroughly mix everything together. Just keep mixing until you don't see any more dry patches of flour visible. Now grab a medium-sized cookie scoop and then scoop out dollops of that biscuit topping right over those cherries. There's really no perfect way of scooping it on top as long as all those dollops are roughly evenly distributed. Now before this goes in the oven, you'll want to melt 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter and just brush it with the pastry brush right over the biscuit topping. This is going to give it that nice golden color and just gives it a little bit of crunchiness on top. Now there's one last step left. It's optional, but I recommend it. It's just adding a little bit of coarse sugar on top of that buttery biscuit topping. It just gives it that extra crunch and extra sweetness it's a must in my opinion. Now bake the cherry cobbler at 370 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 to 40 minutes until the tops are nice, golden brown, and ready to enjoy. Whether it's summertime and you have fresh pitted cherries ready to go for this cobbler, or it's the winter and you got some in your freezer, whichever way you make this recipe, I promise you it will not disappoint. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys are notified every time I come out with a new recipe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. That is delicious.